It's 5:43 in the morning. I am now awake for 45 minutes. What a weird way of saying that. And getting some work done, because today I'm going to London to see all of my best mates and do some other stuff. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Good morning. Why am I up so early? I know that's what you're thinking. Well, let me explain. I have found that I don't get a lot of work done due to various different things a lot of the time, and it leaves me very frustrated. So I figured, why not wake up before everyone else in my house and get 1 to 2 solid hours of work uninterrupted, no need to do anything but work, to get ahead of my to-do list. And that's exactly what I'm doing. So I've been doing this for consistently 5 days. I know, wow, what consistency. Consistently consistent, but it's already made a massive difference. But enough about waking up at 5 AM, because you might not want to. I'll see you in a bit when it's actually light outside. I'm arrived at the train station after a brief panic where I thought I didn't have my phone because it wasn't in my pocket, but it was in my bag, and that's all good. So I am actually 9 minutes, math isn't my strong point this morning, 9 minutes early, which is always nice, and the train says it's on time, so I get in at just past 10, which gives me enough time to go and find this bakery. I think it's called Coody, because they spelt cookie wrong. Their cookies look phenomenal. We don't have anything like that up north where I live. We have great bakeries, obviously, but nothing this level, so I'm going to get at least one of those, which is going to wipe out my entire eating out budget, but hey ho. Got to pay the going away and not doing my childcare tax, and yeah, I'll probably fill in some B-roll, and then I'll be filming something on the train, because it's important to challenge myself in environments. But I've actually thought of an idea for this video, and talking about how my trip to London can teach you something with your fat loss and muscle building. Yay! But I promise I'll make it interesting. Don't you just love it when you order a forward-facing seat and you get a rear-facing seat? Unless I just don't understand trains, because to me forward-facing would be you're facing in the direction of the train, but maybe forward-facing means you're facing away from the train because you're facing forward, who knows. I never seem to get it right, but we're on the train, and here we go. I was going to put my headphones in, but then I realised they're noise cancelling, so then I'd be talking louder on the train and it'd be more obvious. I'm trying to fix my hair before looking into the camera, that's the most important thing. So, I'm going to London to see the boys today. I said my 3 best mates. I'm also meeting a 4th mate called Craig. Sorry Craig, that sounds really harsh, doesn't it? We're just going to move on from that statement. I actually really like Craig. It's just getting more and more awkward, isn't it? So, I'm going to be in London. I also mentioned I'm going to this, I think it's a viral bakery. I saw it on Insta, so it must be at least semi-viral. And I'm going to be buying cookies. I haven't eaten today. Well, I've eaten a Belvita with my cup of tea. And how is any of this in relation to a fat loss phase or a muscle building phase? Well, I just stopped recording because someone walked past, which isn't the point, is it? Well, the weekend. Most people, the weekend's where I fell off track. Oh, I just lost it at the weekend. I don't know what went wrong on the weekend. Something along these lines. It makes sense. We all do different stuff at the weekend. We all lose our structure at the weekend. It's usually why people do feel like they stop progressing, do feel like they've taken a step backwards, do get to the point where they feel like they need to start again on Monday, because Monday to Friday, you're in work, you're in your structure, you meal prep or you stick to the same structure, you're all good, you go to the gym after work, Sunday hits, Saturday hits, because it's Saturday and Sunday, isn't it? And all of a sudden you don't have to get up for work, you've got your whole day to yourself, and the last thing you want to do is go to the gym. Totally understandable. The last thing you want to do is meal prep. Totally understandable. You want to go out for breakfast. Totally understandable. But you have all these things that go against what you've been doing Monday to Friday. It makes you start to feel like you're not doing enough, that you are taking a step further away from your goal, that, oh, I shouldn't have eaten that, oh, I should really have trained, oh, I had loads of time to train. etc, etc. So one of the best things you can do when you're in a fat loss phase, when you're in a muscle building phase, to be honest, even when you're at maintenance, but is to have some form of structure to your weekend. That doesn't mean you have to meal prep all your foods. It doesn't mean you have to go to the gym both days, but you can't just rely on yourself to do what you were doing Monday to Friday when you had that enforced structure on the weekends. So how am I living this? How am I, how am I someone who can just talk about this other than it's my channel? Well, it's because, for example, I don't know what I'm going to be having for lunch because my best mate is cooking it. I'm going to his house. I've obviously mentioned cookies. I'm probably going to buy at least something there. I'm in a building phase right now, a muscle building phase, so a day where I have slightly more calories than I would have planned to, it's not the be all and end all. It's only going to contribute to my goals, but I also will need to be aware that my mate's probably not thinking, I need to make Josh something high protein. The bakery isn't thinking, and we need to make these cookies high protein. They're thinking, these cookies need to be really nice. My mate's thinking, I want to make a curry and I want to make it taste really nice. So, main things for me today are to hit my calories and hit my protein. That's kind of it. I'm not training, I'm on a train. That's my form of training today. I'm going to keep active, but that's not the main thing. Main thing in a muscle building phase for me, nail my training, which I did yesterday, nail my protein every day, nail my calories every day, so I'm in a surplus. So, which brings me to the fact that my breakfast is going to be 2 protein bars. Why 2? 40 grams of protein. My target every day is 150, so I am nearly a third of the way there just from my breakfast. My mate's not a vegetarian, so the curry he's going to make is most likely going to be chicken. He's very generous with his portions as well, so I can be pretty confident I'll be able to get like 40-50 grams of protein just from lunch, which then leaves me, quick maths, 60 grams of protein across the whole day. So even if I get in, so I'm going to get in at like 11 p.m, even if I get in and I just smash a full tub of Greek yogurt, that's 50 grams of protein. That only leaves me 10 grams of protein. The calories are probably going to take care of themselves today, but the protein isn't, so I'm having to be forward thinking. And it's just the element of needing to be forward thinking. Okay, you're in a fat loss phase, you want to go out for breakfast, that's absolutely fine, but it's probably going to take up the majority of your calories for the day, so that just means that the rest of the day you need to plan what you're going to have. You need to plan for the fact that breakfast might take up 60-70% of your calories, so you're going to be on, like very functional meals, but that's the sacrifice you have to make when you're in a fat loss phase if you don't want your weekend to derail your progress, which most people think it does. When you're in a muscle building phase, okay, you've got the beauty of you have more calories to play with, but the biggest thing that most people who are in a muscle building phase do is they go with the advice or they go with the mindset that it's a bulk. A bulk is the worst mindset you can have, and I will die on this hill because a bulk lets you off the hook for thinking, oh, I actually need to be in control of my food, or I can just eat anything, I can just smash the calories in. If you go into a muscle building phase with the bulking mindset, you'll just end up fat. Yes, you might put on a little bit of muscle, but you won't look like you've put on any muscle. You'll probably stop the muscle building phase early, you'll probably stop your bulk early because you've ended up looking fat, you've ended up looking like the bulk from X-Men. So stop going into your muscle building phases with a bulking mindset and instead think, what do I need to do every day? I need to hit my calories, I need to hit my protein. That's what you need to do every single day. And at the weekend, you're probably less likely to hit your protein because, again, your schedule's out of whack. So that's my best advice going into the weekends for a fat loss phase or a muscle building phase, is have a structure in place. It doesn't need to be a completely OCD structure. People don't need to think that you're on, can I say that? People don't need to think that maybe you have a, no, I'm not going to say it. You probably know what I was about to say. People don't need to think you're obsessed with it. It just needs to be the fact that you should have the food. Like, even if it's just to the point of having the foods that you eat Monday to Friday in the house, so you've got easy ways of hitting your protein and hitting your calories. Just something like that. I know it sounds really simple, but the biggest thing that will contribute to you making progress every single week, losing fat every single week, building muscle every single week, as opposed to doing Monday to Friday, derailing out on Friday and Saturday and thinking, fuck it, what's the point? I'll start again on Monday. Is having the structure in place that you can follow so that you actually feel like you're moving towards your goals on Saturday and Sunday, which goes from, 4 to 5 days of progress with 2 to 3 days of fucking things up to 7 days of moving consistently forward. Anyway, that's it for the fitness advice for this video. I'm gonna try and enjoy these protein bars, which I won't because they are rank. I bought them because they were cheap, but I bought lots of them, so I always have them in because I'm following my own advice. The rest of this video will be nice shots of London, hopefully a bit of footage of me and my friends. I'll show you the cookies I bought, and then I'll taste test them at the end if my wife lets me. Peace. I don't know why I did that. I feel like I must have watched a YouTube video that got us Bruce, and then I'm trying to project that onto my channel. I think it's always a good sign when where you're going is really quiet, because that probably means that I'm going to get what I want. Cookies secured, and just got a message from my best mate because it's actually his birthday today, and I've basically co-opted his entire day, so he's being very good to me, which is why I bought him a cookie, as he doesn't know. That was more than I've ever spent on cookies, considering I only got 4 of them, so they better be good. I was hoping with my sob story about being down in London for the day and visiting my friend and buying them for my wife that he'd give me a free one, but clearly it's too early in the day for free cookies, so now it's time to get back on the tube and head down to South West London. I tried to find a Greggs to get a free coffee because I've got one in the app. You can tell you're in London when there isn't one within like 200 metres. Jesus, if I was in Leeds right now, I wouldn't just be able to look up and see one. My mates once did something in Leeds where they went and every time they saw a Greggs, they walked into it, and there was 4 Greggs in a row where they walked out of the first one and they could see the next one, because that's how great the North is. I thought, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll go get my free McDonald's coffee and then I'll enjoy that on the tube. Oh yeah, and then it just wouldn't let me add the free coffee to the code, and then she was like, well, can I scan my code? She's like, it doesn't work in the store, and I was like, sound. Went to do pick up and it wasn't the one that I was at, and I was like, not walking to it, so just one of those really, really first problems. I am just off to get my second coffee of the day. This time it's worked and I'm getting a free coffee. So I guess that means that each one of my Mackey's coffees today has been £1, which isn't too bad. I haven't filmed my best mate because I haven't asked him if he wants to be on camera, because I'm polite like that. Maybe he wants to stay secret. I mean, you know his name. It's Robbie Two Shoes, as I call him. I'm not going to tell you his last name, obviously. GDPR and all that. I had a pie for lunch, got a reduced pie from Marks and Spencer's, that's where it was from. Tracked it, obviously, because talked about earlier, not letting the weekend ruin the fact that I'm in a muscle building phase right now. Still hit my calories, still hit my protein, blah blah blah. It's boring, yes, but the boring things are what leads to the results that we actually want. Anyway, enough about that. Time to get to Mackey's.
Oh no, she was that's weird. Yeah.
I totally forgot to film anything. So I was too busy having such a nice time with my mates. So some wolf liquor and then some Colin Cat and I've got myself this for the train journey. And even though I sit in Mappa Day, I am at the train station 25 minutes early. So I'm just going to sit and wait. And then that'll probably be it until I do the taste test of the cookies tomorrow. Right, live taste test. I don't actually know which flavour this is. It's either truffle, tralajo, or brie and pear. It's not pear. What do you think? What? It's nice. Not very truffly, which is fine by me. I don't know what that is.
That's the truffle.
Okay.
Bamboo. Alexa, play Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
It's got like caramel in it. May have another one. And now round 2, which is a much more sensible breakfast of porridge with peanut butter and peanut butter powder. Thus ends my trip to London, which actually ended yesterday, obviously because it's the day after trying the cookies. I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10, I think. Wouldn't rush back. Was unique. Would get again. Not sure if it was worth the price.
Where is this?
I make this every day, mate. Yeah. See you in the next one.